everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to another process video. So I am doing another Christmas layout with my November hip kit, and so I'm just going through the pieces of paper and choosing which one I want to use. And I'm going for this black piece with the white Christmas words written all over it, and I'm sorry that I don't know who that is by because it was on the branding strip and I've quickly turned that over as well. So I'm going to use that on the bottom, and so I don't exactly know who this one is by. And so all I'm doing now is trying to work out where I want to place the photos. So these little tiny photos were taken on Christmas Day. That's my mum and my stepdad. And we were laughing so hard because I was trying to teach them how to take selfies and what selfies actually are. And so Mum wasn't quite sure where she should look on the telephone. And anyway, so they were a bit of a funny photo for the day. And I really wanted to use all of them. And so I've just printed them up really small in my Picturemate, and were able to cut them apart. So as you can see, I'm just laying things down, but the page goes on a totally a different avenue than I first thought. And as I was placing the little photos down, I thought they actually looked to me like the top of a Christmas tree. So I've actually made this page to make the photo element look like a Christmas tree. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but hopefully at the end you'll be able to see that it's a tree. There you go. And all I've got to do is find something for the base of the tree, and I thought that was really cute. So I really liked that piece of paper in the background and didn't want to use that just for some layering. I really wanted to use this for the background piece, and I loved the boldness of the red on that piece of paper, so that's predominantly what I've gone with. So I've gone with the black and red today with some little accents of grey and a little bit of pink and red as well. So there I go, I've got that little tag there, and I use that as the tree base or the tree trunk, and I end up cutting the excess off, and think that that ended up looking really good. So if you watched my video last time, yesterday, or whenever it was that I last posted a video, you would have heard me say that I don't really like Christmas layouts or Christmas themed paper. I actually don't really like lots of themed paper as well. So this was a bit of a challenge to me to use these papers in a way that don't scream Christmas. So I think that I have done well, and not a lick of Christmas green in sight, which I'm really happy about. So I'm just fussing here a little bit with the laying on of these little photos. So what I've done is I've placed them so that beneath each photo you can actually see some words. So this piece of paper, like I said, is full of Christmas words, and I think that between each photo I've got the mistletoe and no pouting or crying, be of good cheer, and believe in Santa. So just a few little words that are poking out between those photos, and I just want to make sure that they were pretty much, you know, they're not set perfectly straight, but you know, I have a little bit of a fiddle and get them to where I am quite happy for them to be. So I don't need a lot of embellishing on this page. It doesn't need much at all. So I get this little wood veneer star, and I think that looks good on top of the Christmas tree. And I have a look at what I've got left in my stash. So I pull out these stickers here, and let's just grab the packet. They are called candy cane stickers. So that's about the most themed sort of thing on this page. I probably won't use them again, but it was good just to put 2014 on this page on top of that red border strip. And then, you know, there's no doubting what year then these photos were taken. And there was a little card as well that had Happy Holidays written on it. So I've decided just to cut that little tag apart, and I use the top part of the tag on the layout as well, so I don't waste anything that I'm cutting apart. And I really like this added little bit of extra to the Christmas tree that I've already made. So I just pull up the star and stick that one down, but I just leave it there for a bit. So here's the tag. I just cut the top off, and I'm trying to work out where I'm going to place that. And I quite like it up the top there, and it just takes a little bit of fiddling to work out where I'm going to put these final elements. And that's not working, so I take that off. So like I've said before, sometimes it's just a matter of fiddling around and seeing what is going to look good and what is not. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm going to commit to it, but go back to that little tag. And then I toy with the idea of putting the 2014 up the top, but I stick with putting it down the bottom. I'm just having a look through some of the other tag elements, seeing how much I want to embellish this page and how far I want to take the embellishments, I guess. So it's always a little bit of a balance of putting things, how much stuff to put on. You know, it's easy to put it on and then look at it and go, oh my goodness, it's a hot mess, I need to take some things off. Or the other way is that it just looks absolutely empty. So, I mean, the good thing about just laying it down is you get to see, before you've stuck anything down, whether you like it and whether, you know, it's too much. So I quite like that, playing around and being able to see, nah, my eye thinks there's way too much and I need to start peeling some things off. And sometimes I love pages that are so heavily embellished, and other times I like to have a very minimal approach. So I'm just cutting apart this little sheet there, and there's a December on it, so I decide that I'm going to put the December up the top with that little cut off white tag, and that looks quite cute. And then I can have 2014 on the bottom. So then, to me, the layout is well balanced and I can continue on. So just pulling out some of these other little pieces from L Studio. So I've got the little pink star that says Be Jolly, and I'm just trying to find some other little pieces. I know I saw some little stars in the pack, so that's going to work on the page as well. And just having a little bit of a look at what else is there. So there's that one I didn't use in the last layout, and I use it on this one. So that is the perfect place for that little grey tag with the red love heart. So if it doesn't work on one layout, you know, you try to get it to work on another one. So just using a little bit of wet glue there to add that tag. And I just trim off the edges that are poking out a little bit. That's a little bit off screen, so you don't quite see that, but that's all I'm doing there. And I'm going to stick that on the top and put the little grey star up there. So I'm happy with the way that looks. And I decide to move that other little Believe tag off and just embellish with the stars. So just committing to putting that Happy Holidays on, and it doesn't matter if I've repeated Happy Holidays up the top and underneath the photos as well. I don't care about repeating themes. That's quite fine. And so here I just use my ATG for that star, and it's pretty much holding now, but if it starts to shift, I'll just use a little bit of glossy accents underneath it. And just putting down that 2014 thickers down the bottom, and sticking that little one under there as well. And I just realised that I didn't actually stick that down with any glue or anything. I've just tucked it underneath, so I will be sure to go back and pop a little bit of glue under there, otherwise that might come off. And I'm just putting some foam tape underneath the stars that are left so that they pop up off the page a little bit. And I pull out some of those beautiful silver stars from Studio Calico, and they just rub on so beautifully, and they were a really nice little accent to the page. So I love that the silver coordinates with all the grey product in this kit, and it works really well. So just grabbing some more. I've cut the foam tape up lots, so I've got lots of little bits of excess pieces that I hadn't used in previous projects laying around, so I just needed to grab that and adding that one to the page, and I'm pretty much done. So that aqua glue works really well for small pieces of paper. I was quite happy with the way that works, and I can get a hold of that in the shops where I live, so that has now replaced my Tombow Mono multi-glue for some things, because that one's a hard glue for me to get. So just adding some foam tape to that square that I want to, the star that I want to put up the top, and to give that a little bit of dimension as well. And then I just have a look, and I'm happy with the way it's looking, and this is where I decide that I'm just going to add a few little stars, and I can't be bothered chopping them off this time, so I just risk rubbing them on, and I just use the end of a paintbrush because these ones just come off so beautifully. Some rub-ons are really hard to come off, but these ones just come off beautifully, and I don't have to give much pressure at all. They just rub off easily. So that is pretty much it. So I will say goodbye for now, and if you've enjoyed this, I'd love for you to give me a thumbs up and perhaps let me know in the comment section, and let me know how you're going with your Christmas layouts and whether you're going to get any done this year. So alright, well I will leave you there, and I will see you next time. Bye!